Istanbul from Turkey. I'm Ismail Aznedar, the founder and CEO of Gain Global, and we are hosting webinar sessions nowadays. I have a special guest from my hometown, from Istanbul, from Turkey. Engin, welcome to our session.
Welcome, Ismail. Thank you so much for this opportunity. Hello, as a part of the other side of the Istanbul. It's very nice to see you.
We are close to each other, but definitely we don't have chance to physically to meet nowadays. And this was a good opportunity to share this experience in our Gain Global platform. I would like to greet our friends who are participating now to our live session and registered to this webinar. Just some housekeeping things to be shared. The chat room is live, and you may share your experiences there, as well as you may address your questions through the Ask a Question button that you see in the end on the bottom of the screen. So I may refer them to Engin while he shares the experience. He may address your questions as well. Engin, it's a pleasure for me to have you here, especially with this topic, because I know that you have long time experience on that. And today we will have chance to share this experience with our audiences. I see we have participants from France, Cyprus, Turkey, Lebanon. Greetings to all of them. Thank you for being part. So today our topic is remote working. Prior to starting to discuss and hearing your experience, I would be glad to hear a brief introduction about yourself. Who is Engin?
Engin I have been working for Pfizer Pharmaceuticals for the last 3 years. It's almost 3 years now. And previously, I had the opportunity to work in the other side of pharma industry, the other side of the table. Yeah. When I ask the people, they say, "Oh, are you a doctor, or are you a pharmacist, or are you a hospital manager, or something?" No. I have worked in Philip Morris International for almost 8 years. So I sold cigarettes first. I took lots of sins. Then, based on my mom's prayings, she always advised me to Engin. It's a very, very sinful business. So you are getting a lot of. You will go to the hell. Please change that industry. Then I give a promise to my mom that I change.
You change the sector.
sector. Ismail, one of my other hats is I am also a lecturer in the MBA program, one of the private university in Turkey, Istanbul. I have been delivering course. The name is the Design Thinking and Innovation for almost 2 years, and couple of my students also in here now. That's my life. I live in Istanbul and I travel a lot before. Now I kept in the volunteer quarantine in my home for the last 24 days. That's my site.
I thank you for that. I thank you for participants from your classroom as well, from Bahçeşehir University. And you are now working as a training manager. You are the lecturer, and in our Gain Global platform as well, you support starters, supporters with your trainings, with your experience as a mentor. And you have the entrepreneurship experience as well. So you have a lot of hats, a lot of different responsibilities.
Yes, different responsibilities. Actually, it's the VUCA world. Maybe I'm going to mention a little bit. Yep. The only one pillar is not enough to survive in this life, especially if you're as a training manager. As you know, training is a very value-added business. On the other hand, it's a very luxury department for the companies. So Pfizer Turkey is a giant multinational and international company which has a training department nowadays, but I'm not sure in the last 5-7 years, maybe they are outsourced all the department. Because of this, that was my plan for a couple of years ago, to find a plan B and plan C. So, and Pfizer is a flexible working place, which we call that terminology P-Flex. So it's a standard procedure for all. It is not applicable with all countries. It depends on very different countries to countries, but basically what it gives as a promise, dears, you may start to your working hours in 3 hour period. So I can start to work at 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock, and 9 o'clock. So if I
so it's more flexible
yes.
period. Yeah.
So in the morning, if I started to work at 7, I could leave the business at 4. If I start at 8, 5, 9 to 6. So based on that opportunity, I find a position in university which I could deliver from my past experience. I gathered in while I was in Philip Morris. We were responsible for product development almost 4 years. At that time, I learned the design thinking methodology to design and localization of our products. Then I had a network connection with university. Then I went to do our HR to use Pflex. They accepted. Then I little bit changed my working time and reached the school class. And also sometimes my classes are during the weekend. It started my journey. Before I started, for all participants today, we are 24 people. I just want to share my memory, his story with Ismail. When Ismail started the Turkish version of the game globally, strategic işler, girişim hareketi, the first day initially, he went to go public. I was there by a chance. Then I asked several questions.
It was first day we met each other, correct?
We met each other 3 years ago. 3 years ago, when the first Turkish version of the game global, and it really helped me to understand the entrepreneurship ecosystem. And thank you so much, Ismail. After this moment, we are doing a lot of projects with you, and this is the first time you and I we are together in English language in the same webinar. Before we held a lot of meeting in Turkish, but it's the first time in English.
This period is also a period for opportunities. Usually we were focused, as you mentioned, to deliver classes or sessions in Turkey, and they were physical. And now this period brought us the digital opportunity to reach a bigger audience, actually, to make webinars, host webinars globally. So last week and this week we had really great speakers. Therefore, I'm really pleased. And as you mentioned, the first day when we launched and went public, it was also an opportunity for me in that session to meet you. I remember you had really tough questions for me.
We have to understand, Ismail, sorry.
Yes, it was not easy, starting from the purpose, why you do this, and but eventually we stuck to each other in same path and direction, and working for 3 years, creating really great things. I'm thankful for that. Before moving to the distant working sites, I would be glad to hear a little bit more about the Pflex and the opportunity that it gave to you. P stands for Pfizer, you said. Pfizer.
One is this working schedules. The second thing is, which is very valuable for the last 5 years, Ismail, we have been working every Wednesday, a home office day. So it's the long distance working day. We do not go to our office. We didn't completely Pfizer Turkey. So all the office workers are working at home, in the at the cafe, or in different place. So what it gives the opportunity that blow our mind with different idea and the new kind of working methodologies gathering from the outside. As you know, several times I met with you on my Wednesday home office days. So it's up to me that I can meet with my friends in their places during Wednesday. So we are very well known to use VPN, use Zoom-like or Skype-like, WebEx or Adobe Connect things to communicate each other. And we know that how to run these virtual meetings for the last 5 years. So we used to use these techniques every Wednesday. It's like a paradise. During the Tuesday evening, everybody was chatting to each other. Okay, tomorrow is a home office day. It's a lovely day. I don't need to go home, work. so I can sleep a little bit more. But we do not know the future at that time. One time will be arrived at, we will work 24 consecutive Wednesdays like today. So I also experienced the new model of the distance
So
working
maybe we
standards.
should elaborate a little bit. As you mentioned, during that time, especially international companies were promoting to work at least one day from far, from distance. And this was not accepted very well, actually. A lot of discussions were going, and now we are almost every day, at home. And what is the difference, the experience you used to that time and now? It's not same, I see.
Yes, it is not same. What we thought 4 weeks ago, it could be a new Monday, new Tuesday, like a Wednesday, like Monday. The first Monday, it was good. I used to work one day from outside. The second day, it could be applicable. Third day and fourth day. The first thing, what I felt, actually my back pain, Ismail. It's unbelievably physical. My condition is dropped, decreased. I started to gain weight. Why? There is zero physical movements
Yeah.
and nothing to go anywhere. Even you forgot to drink water and no lunch. Lunch is very important thing during 12 to 2 p.m. in our headquarters. You have to go lunch. Why? Your friends are going to lunch. If you are alone in the home, it's inside the home. So nobody prepare lunch. Okay, I'm lucky. My mom is preparing lunch or breakfast and the dinner. It's okay, but I forgot to go lunch. And also
You're
maybe
focused with the meetings still,
yes,
yeah.
this is my table now. I'm using our family's meeting room or saloon, we say. This is a very nice lunch and dinner table, which is particularly made for eat food. So after you
It's not
sit down
ergonomic for
not
business.
ergonomic,
No.
it is good for 1 hour meal, which is very nice to eat and dine. But after a couple of hours meetings, online virtual meetings, my back pains completely hurts me. So no messages, nothing is apply any cue. What I found, which I never experienced. Now I am standing up here, and I invented the meetings while I'm standing up. Actually, it's a very popular and famous thing in Plaza World.
Meetings while walking, correct? We used to do that one.
Meetings yes, we used to do, as the Steve Jobs also advised us, like meeting with walking. So why walking also increased the humankind, the thinking methodology. Our brain muscles works with real muscles. So actually, I get lots of benefits doing my virtual meetings while I'm standing up, especially if I am listening them. If my camera is closed. So just listen. I could be in the standing up situation and walking inside my salon. And also one of my very beautiful physical attending, I'm taking stairs up, stairs down. I have one issue here. So two in one, my fitness mixed with my virtual trainings.
And for that, you don't need, I think, a lot of equipment, correct? It's easy. I see just you have the wireless headset.
To all my 25 people, the best investment on yourself for this pandemic world, the best thing. No, you don't need to buy the newest version of iPhone or the Android devices. You don't need to order an iPad or to change your laptop. You just need for $100 this lovely AirPods or equivalent the other Bluetooth devices. Why? It gives me again flexibility.
Yeah.
I can for the walking meetings, I put my mobile phone on top of my table, and while we are testing, you already experienced that Bluetooth could be connected all around to our apartment. So it gives me opportunity to walk everywhere. Also, while I'm walking, I can directly focus to my subject. I don't know how it's possible, but they are correct. Walking by meeting gives
You are thinking
productivity.
on
Yeah,
that.
my thinking. Yes.
Your
So
thought is
this
fully focused there.
totally focused. This gives you a good opportunity to use your iPhone. While they, my friends, are, please prefer connect to your virtual meetings instead of your laptop. Choose your mobile device. Why? Sound quality is very nice. Plus, no more hassles to connect your video camera and the microphone. That's very perfect. Even the best thing is the echo level will be zero. You maybe sometimes you experience that the echo if you connect with mobile phone because of their CPU, it erased all the echo, so your premium voice, premium sound quality goes to other side. Everybody is asking me, Engin, how you are very good looking, actually, not for my good
let
looking.
me
Why?
make that compliment. Yeah, you are looking really very good.
Thank you. Why? As you see, my face is shining now because the sun is outside. I use the natural light. I'm really close to the window, so natural light comes to here. If I sit down to that table, this place is dark. When it becomes a dark, our webcams are very leak to produce data, so you become like a dust. You couldn't understand from the other side. But now you are looks very nice as a picture quality. By the way, as a humanity also nice. But also,
thank you. So we made our business, to complement each other every day.
Yeah, compliment. Okay, listeners, please, we have to do. We know each other very well,
and we have to keep the mood high, positive, correct?
Mood high, positive, yes.
And meanwhile, nowadays we work more. This is my observation because we used to have working time. But now, while we are at home, the time does not matter. Now the result matters. We have to focus on results, but we are doing more and more digital meetings. How you manage them? Do you believe these digital meetings are more productive, or what are the tips for remote working, especially in meetings?
Ismail, they are unbelievably productive. And I found the right ratio of the productivity. The normal meeting, normal face-to-face meeting, conventional meeting, and the virtual meetings, there is a 100% productivity, which means if one meeting is 2 hours in face-to-face, you can finish that meeting in 1 hour in virtual meeting standards. Normally, daily, weekly meetings for team meetings, it around 60 minutes, 45 minutes. We are finishing in 20 minutes, 25 minutes now. Why? There is a linear approach here, not parallel approach. In our face-to-face world, the most time-stealing things are because of the people are paralleling. What does it mean?
You have
While
interruptions
I'm talking as a manager,
in the meetings.
my half of the interruptions, they are asking directly questions, or we are talking together, or half of the meeting room talks differently.
We have small groups.
Half of we have small groups. In here, you are asking question, and I am replying back. Then I stop. You are asking question, and one by one, tick, 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 we are continue very efficient way. That is the reason. If a person spends all day with WebEx, with Skype meetings, or with this kind of Zoom meetings, they doubled their working hours, but they don't aware. Why? They just started 3 weeks ago. I found that 5 years ago, I started to working this long distance 5 years ago. Please don't force yourself to fit 8 hours Zoom meetings. It gives you 16 hours of man load, working load. So at the end of the day, you are looking with empty eyes, and your mom or your husband, wife is asking questions to you, and you say, sorry, I'm full, I couldn't understand. That meetings, if you focus to the topic, they consumes a lot from your attention capability.
So these meetings are shorter, but it requires more energy than in that terms. We are spending more or focus or energy. Therefore, after a couple of meetings, we may not feel comfortable. What are tips that you may share in that perspective? Like how we can make breaks or how you are doing using this time efficiently?
How to keep your stamina is up during these virtual meetings. What I found, after 30 minutes, 35 minutes, you have to give a break. If it is a meeting, if it's a training, maybe for webinar, we can continue to 60 minutes, but I don't advise. Within the break of 35 minutes, 40 minutes, for 10-minute technical break, I think that you always sitting and they're always looking in the same angle to the camera or the screen. Normal meetings we are using with our chairs. Maybe you are standing up, go and pick some coffee, drink them, asking, go outside, nothing happened. So after 30, 35 minutes, I ask for, hey guys, I need a technical break. If it is my close friend, I say, hey dears, I have to go restroom. I got to pee. So I couldn't continue to that WebEx. So having a breaks, wonderful opportunity. It gives your productivity and take one breath, the emotional breath.
We don't need to have a kind of a technical support on that. We just agree and just leave the screen or mute the camera and microphone. We mute the camera and we can come back in 10 minutes.
That's it. Don't need to think that there is a quotation in our Zoom account that you have 100 minutes or your internet quota will be dropped. No, just press mute and then, okay, it's just joke. It's a demo purpose. Okay, dears, time is blah, blah now. Let's meet 10 minutes later. Whoop. Now it's okay. When you return back, okay, time is up. Let's continue. That is enough. Go and wash your face, drink water, prepare your coffee, eat some junk food, which it will increase your blood sugar level. Before I came to that meeting, I finished almost 3 hours, different sessions. I train our customer-facing colleagues. Ismail, I started at 10 to 12:30, and I start 1:30 to 3 o'clock. There's a breaks also inside. And I feel little tired before I come
before we
here.
start this session.
But I want to ask our participants. Yes, participants, do you think that Engin is a little bit tired? No, I break in every 35,
how you feel?
minutes.
I feel
then
Engin
I
is
prepare
in a higher energy. No, they don't feel.
Yes.
They feel you are very.
Nobody can stop me.
You are running in your room. We see that the energy is high.
Yes.
Meanwhile,
be humble.
Let me remind to our participants, we will be really glad to hear more your questions and contribution. Just share, and I will direct these questions to Engin. Engin, you mentioned Zoom and some tools. Can you brief us what are these technical tools that you use nowadays? Some examples maybe will be helpful.
Our first and the best tool is Cisco's WebEx. And if you're going to deliver courses, you may choose VCT, Virtual Classroom Training Adding, which it's give you very good opportunity to mute everybody in one click, open everybody in one click, or people can raise hands. There's a virtual training methodology. I highly use Zoom. All my other friends are using Zoom. So now today, what I heard regarding Zoom, don't talk very confidential thing, but by the way, even my mom is using Zoom with her parents and her friends.
For social meetings, yeah.
For social meetings.
It's very common nowadays, this is what I see.
Why they are using every Thursday, they are getting together with the different apartment flat. So they are cooking and sharing that food. It's a Turkish tradition. Ladies are come together during day, so they couldn't come together now. They changed their conventional meetings to the Zoom meetings for after the dinner. They are coming together and they have to prepare tea while they are drinking tea. They are coming here.
It's really very traditional. Without tea, it would not be a meeting.
It could not be meeting.
What was the name of virtual classroom that you mentioned?
VCT, Virtual Classroom Training Edition.
VCT.
Yes, VCT.
It's the same Cisco WebEx, correct?
Under Cisco WebEx, one part of the Cisco WebEx. Cisco WebEx has 3 editions. One, Cisco WebEx Original. Second, Cisco WebEx VCT for trainers. third, Cisco WebEx events, which is for up more than 300, 400 people, one-way direction. As we are doing now, events kind messaging program. So they couldn't open their camera.
It's just for
we
broadcasting.
are able to
broadcasting.
open. Yeah, broadcast. Yeah, events mean broadcasting. So I highly recommend Adobe Connect. Adobe Connect, one of the, I think is the best one, Adobe Connect, honestly. My school is using Adobe Connect.
I see a lot of educational institutions are using Adobe Connect.
Yeah, Adobe Connect. Actually, it is very applicable for school system, direct connection, and it is cheaper for school. For private use, it's a little bit expensive, but it's even, Ismail, you can play videos without any interruption. So in Cisco or the Zoom, when you press the video button, the other side couldn't watch the entire video very well, not smooth. It's like, but in Adobe Connect, I don't know how they prepared their coding, but it's very flawless, very nice. So, do you hear me? I lost Ismail. I'm alone now, or you lost me? Hello? We are with you. Okay, we lost Ismail. And one more thing, after Zoom, that program is very nice. That program is very nice. I highly recommend. Yes, now I am the manager. Forget Ismail. He was only asking questions. Yes, let's continue. We don't need Ismail Haznedar. He lost all the channel. He lost the Gain Global. Now I am the president of Gain Global. By the way, now he is coming again. Okay, or I also lost. What happened? Yeah. Last thing, do you hear me, dears? I also lost my video too. The sun. Yes. Okay, Sultan Al Hasine. We lost you. Yeah, you lost also my video too. Just a second. Just a second. Maybe it's going to be connect. I don't know, dears, why it's. Okay. Now it's coming. Zoom, Adobe Connect. This program, good version. Microsoft Teams is nice option. Dears, also don't over-engineer the process. If you need to run a virtual meeting, there is a FaceTime option. If your all friends are using iOS devices, FaceTime is the best one. Why I say best one? There is lots of filters, very flawless action, sound quality is very premium, and even it is very cheap, and not cheap, it's zero cost to FaceTime. The second thing, is the WhatsApp meetings will be applicable. So, Sultan, how we can add, be humble, be a human. Don't think that the other side is the virtual and 100. So as we started from the beginning, just making some jokes, just have kidding with yourself, and also kidding with the other side. Ask their opinions. Different pictures. During our breaks, I tell sometimes stories from my past. So what we are missing for the virtual ones, before we don't used to use that virtual channels, and when we enter to that places, we thought that we have to finish our business directly and leave to other meeting. What we feel, directly finish that meeting, finish that virtual meeting, stop and leave goodbye. No, you have to spend time. When you started to ask, how are you, Engin? How are you, Sultan? Manuel, how is going? How is your family? In that situation, you may ask some stories. Just be a leader of the emotional providers. So smiling, always good. Smiling is always good. What I made, look, Magnolia, you will be very. This is one of my post-it. As you see, there's a smile. I stick that on top of my camera. Oops, I lost my smile. I I stick that on top of my camera. So when I look to here, which it gives me opportunity to look your eyes. Look, 25 people is watching me, and I am looking directly to that very tiny black camera hole, and you think that Engin is looking to you. That is the hardest point, Sultan. If you want to be digitally, emotionally connected me things, you have to look that tiny, very small camera hole for the training and for the meeting all. And Ismail is a very good person. I really like his friendship. Before that, what I see, don't tell to him.
Yeah, but I was hearing and seeing everything. Somehow I disappeared for a few seconds. I don't know how it happened, but it was perfect timing. You said and talked about bad connection and this and that. There are good examples, and I am the bad example now. You know, I have the headset.
You connected
with the
from
cable.
PC, right? You connected from PC.
Actually, I have both. You know, I have my mobile, and I have my laptop. Somehow it didn't work. I'm thankful for the message. Thank you, Sultan. We love all you too.
So to increase digitally emotional connection, just try to look always the tiny, very
the
small
camera.
So what I made, that's smiley. Now I'm directly looking to him. You feel that I'm making some jokes. Engin, I'm not a joke person. I'm not very okay. If you're not a joke person, please politely ask the other side. Don't think that you have to directly finish that meeting. Give some space. Give some space for humanity. And don't telling about, oh, COVID-19 is spread to here. 1,000 people died again in Italy. Okay, this is pandemic, dears. We couldn't. And please don't start your sentences in the meetings. Unfortunately, the wet moments we are passing through nowadays.
It sets the mood of the meeting, correct? If you start positive, you continue positively.
Yes, we are living 8.5 billion on Earth. Hopefully, inshallah, nobody will die from our entire network. We are not in the risky situation. We are just need to wait inside, look from the positive side, and try to share the positive mood with the others.
Meanwhile, let's remind the importance of staying at home and having the necessary things to be like hygiene and other things in order to have everything under control. We have to stay safe as well.
Yes.
So how you feel that future also will be changing, because now we are starting to use more and more these digital tools. Sure, after we start to meet physically, it will not be same. So how you project the future of business to be?
Actually, there's I have one advantages. I experienced 5 years of hybrid system, one day away from the office. I could say something after these 4 weeks, maybe it could be 4 months. Dears, I just wanted to ask, who knows the Istanbul will know that the Bosphorus, there is a sea between the two continents, and the most famous hotel is the Four Seasons next to the Bosphorus, and the most expensive one, like I could say the Hermitage in France, Paris. So if we book a room with Ismail and paying 2,000 euro per day for today, who will come at 4 p.m. Tuesday afternoon?
For the session, for a meeting.
For this session, if there is no pandemic, if everything is where it goes well, to listen Ismail and me, who will come to the best hotel, the best room, 2,000 euro per day room, who will come at 4 o'clock?
I'm not sure if friends from France, Lebanon, Cyprus may join immediately.
think that if is maybe they'll buy the flight tickets because you and I don't know, but Ismail, honestly, I couldn't come as a participant. I couldn't come.
There is a limitation, yeah.
There is a very huge limitation, but now it expands our knowledge.
Jean-Francois said that it's a little bit far away. Yeah.
But Jean-Francois, for Ismail, you will come, I guess, if he called you, hey, Jean-Francois, please come to Istanbul.
Let's meet here.
My station. Yeah, it's impossible. So it gives the people opportunity to increase their network better than before and easily. So today, that technology has arisen 10 years ago. The big multinational companies, they slightly started to decrease the international flight procedures. If the meeting can be held on a WebEx or virtual, we are preferring the virtual meetings. But now this is expanded to everybody. So we start to implement that technology in our daily life. For the next time, for instance, trainings. There is my students also here. But I asked a very simple question. Hey guys, you choose the regular MBA. There are 50 people. Now your MBA return back to eMBA. But normally in the beginning, you did not choose the eMBA. Who changed the mind of eMBA, also equivalent of the original MBA? 35%, 30-35%, 3 of the 1 class choose, say, Engin hocam, honestly, eMBA is good, MBA is good, I could prefer in the next time eMBA. So we got 30% of my students' behavioral change in 4 week of pandemic. I couldn't estimate the future, but of course,
but there is a behavioral change now. We see
behavioral change. Yeah, it's started. Yeah. And also, what could be changed for the future? Very crowded places, very crowded cities are going to could be a change. I don't want to go after pandemic ends, like Wuhan in China. I don't want to go today to shopping centers to meet with 1,000 people. Even I don't want to go the very narrow places like a bar and disco, which the people are touching each other. I don't want to go. It is like a little bit being a selfization of the humankind. We are a little bit distance. The power and social distance will be kept. I'm not sure.
It will continue for a while, most probably.
San Francisco or Sultan or Magnolia, all of our foreign friends. Yeah, actually, Magnolia is from ours, half Turkish, like she's from Iranian, but she knows very well Turkish, and what we are doing as a Turk, we are handshaking and then come, Ismail, come.
We kiss each other.
We are kissing each other. Yeah. I couldn't imagine that I can kiss you again, Ismail. It's not about you.
Nothing about me, true.
Nothing about you. Because of the COVID-19. Today we couldn't touch anybody. Also, we couldn't come close 2 more meters, less than 2 meters. So this is the socially impacted. For
traditions are changing then. Yeah. What about business traditions then?
Business traditions. The first thing will be disrupt from that the job interviews. This is crazy, man. For getting 1 day off from your initial position for your original company to go other companies just for the HR interview, which means that knowing you, knowing me, is it correct? Okay. Maybe the position manager, hiring manager interviews could be face-to-face, I could say. But the first interviews will be moved 100% to the virtual interviews, which I can have an interview in my office. I don't need to take 1 day off for one simple interview. It will be directly disrupt.
And it will bring a lot of efficiency due to timing, the time we waste in the roads, and it's outside as well.
The long project, the wider project says, Ismail, it will drop the working days to 4 days. Inshallah, I'm looking this one. Actually, when I return back to normal good days after June, July, maybe September, I'm today thinking maybe my manager will watch that video I just discussed with her. I want to work 4 days a week, not 5 days a week. So I see that I spend every week one working day on the streets of Istanbul. So I don't want to spend that day on the streets. I could spend on traffic that if I want, not for my business.
It's your
Every day,
preference. Yeah.
yes, every day I'm going
It's up to you.
to my office for nothing. Ismail, my business training manager. Even I never touch anybody some days, some designing days, just replying emails. What I am doing, getting my car, go to the 45 kilometers, spend 9 hours inside the building, go back to home.
There were some
here gives me that
practices
opportunity
and
now.
examples in Europe and in some countries, as you mentioned, to bring down to 4 days, the working days. I think in Finland, it was more in practice now.
Yeah.
So I agree in near
They
future.
discuss.
Maybe in near future, we will see more of these examples. I have a question regarding having companies as a platform. Nowadays, I'm reading and seeing that companies will turn to be a kind of a platform where every single individual will be like a micro enterprise, supporting the needs and having a deal with a company or a special contract, but will be maybe more like an enterprise. So it will be more result oriented, serving to a big umbrella brand, but maybe will be separate from that, will have an individual part from that entity. What do you think about that working model?
I wish Pfizer will move into that entrepreneurship mindset, which is very productive way and very better way to make business. But now we are a little bit secure. We are a little bit old-fashioned.
This is true. In other side, you have the security.
Company. Yeah, we have the security. Maybe in the upcoming years, it will be a new dynamic. Is the other companies are started to experience. For instance, Google works like this, or technology companies work like this. What their coders are very deep dive to the only one subject. For instance, maybe they are focusing on the security of the payments. They know very well, but it's enough for one e-commerce. What they see, okay, as a payment security officer of our coding system, you finish your job, but there is an implementation, new implementations. You are spending only 10% of your daily life, and you can solve this problem. Please run your own business, issue an invoice instead of salary. You will continue to your work.
Yeah.
There is a barrier before. People are thinking office like a castle. So inside the office, you belong to that company. So we divide our company into 800 pieces now. There's a still Pfizer. There's a still Pfizer laptop. But if something happened, the cargo boys brings my new laptop instead of my item. So everything is, the mindset is changing. Flexibility, the thing that people are experiencing now. I agree with you. In the future working models, it's gonna be changed faster than we thought.
Faster than we think. So this remote working then will be more acceptable and more regular thing in our lives. Instead of having 1 day, it will be, as you mentioned, maybe 4 days remote working and just 1 day. Let's come together.
There's a very good explanation to long distance. Today, as a systemly, we can use our Nokia 3310, the very famous version, our old Nokia mobile phones. The GSM infrastructure still continue to work with these mobile phones. The question is, who is using them? Nobody. All of us is slightly changed to new devices. This is like yes, sure, your company will work in the office completely and zero flexibility, 8 a.m. in the morning, 5 p.m. at the evening. You couldn't come late. this kind of thing. Yes, sure. Let's see. Can you find any human resource to work with that circumstances?
I see the supply side, like human resource side, will be changing also there.
Would you like to work that kind of a company? Even if one of the giant banking companies called me a couple months ago that would you like to work with us? I checked, they still wear suit with the tie, with the jacket. I asked, is the free of wearings? No, we are wearing suits. We believe that the tradition. Okay, I say, thank you. Do you have flexible working? No, I don't give. I have an intention to work with your bank. I said. They lost me like people, and also who lost me, they also lost.
And meanwhile, we'll be also glad to hear a little bit about the future of the training also, and before we close, and then I will be asking your final questions. If our audience has a question, I will direct them.
I can't hear Engin anymore. I can't.
No, I think we are okay. I don't know if it's a general case, but meanwhile, we'll be sharing the video as well.
Hopefully, also Syed will hear me. Dears, how the training will change? People are experiencing the long distance learning. Even EMBA says from my student's point of view is good. The experience, the touching to human is still very valuable, but the rest of the things not need to touch by human thing. For instance, when you attend a training, the literature view, the first starting moments of the training where the teacher are showing you that because of that paper, because of this, because of that, explaining the situation, we don't need to listen, always live from a human mouth, speaking always the same thing with the face-to-face meetings. We can change these things to the online virtual recorded versions. Then for the experience sharing model, we are moving to the hybrid. We need human touch. I agree. My students needs to be my touch, but not every week, not every session. Some sessions, he is the Magnolia, it still is in my class. Yes, of course I know the face-to-face, the real world could be a better because human touch, but I can, or my students started to stimulate the original one-to-one face-to-face sessions. So people are start to experience that topic. In the near future, we will more familiar than before. So we will finish the literature side to the online. For the other rest of the training style, people will going to look not for the 101, the basic standards from the teachers. They are always try to get tips and tricks. As you know, inside the Gain Global,
the experience there,
yeah, Bülent Balkan, right? The one of our very experienced auditor. So Bülent Hoca not need to explain how to run a setup or how to set up a business anymore. We will record once, then we will show that. But if you have a very unique position, if you need the experience advisory, you will call and meet after that one. So that's going to be change in the future. People doesn't want to come in the physical environment. My students in the next semester, if they like the e-learning classes, hopefully I'm trying to do my best. They don't want to park their cars in the narrow streets of the Istanbul, which is the traffic jam is unbelievable. They don't want to spend while going to somewhere to listen somebody if you able to get that sound from internet.
Meanwhile, Engin, there is a question. Jean-François Renaudi asked about it. Thank you for sharing. However, some jobs are not suitable for working at a distance. What will become of these jobs? What are your thoughts about it?
Rosanna, the Pfizer Turkey example, we started to work at 9 o'clock in the beginning, 4 weeks ago. And during the 5 p.m., we are still doing virtual meetings. And all of my other colleagues are burnout. So as a managers, maybe we more used to use, but they become burden. Now, what I highly advise, you may be first, please drop your meetings duration half of their original time. The first thing. Today, between the 10 to 11:30 is a meeting line, and 2 p.m. to 3:30 is another meeting line. After these times, we don't meet on virtual meetings. Emails okay, telephone calls maybe okay, but no more meetings. Why? Now all the kids also inside with us, so they are also needs attention. 10 to 11:30 is a very good that without kid time. After 11:30, you have to prepare their cook meal for the lunch. And after lunch, 2 p.m. is a very good time for the meeting. 3:30, why? You have to have some other preparations for the evening. So 2 cycles, 1.5. Don't spend more on the virtual meetings for your other colleagues.
Mm-hmm. Thank you for addressing the question of Rosanna. And Jean-François has a question. Not all businesses is suitable for remote working from distance. What will become of these jobs? So how you think the change will shape that part?
I agree. It's not suitable. All jobs will be long distance. But I want to ask one question. If your muscle power, any physical power doesn't need at your company, please think that business will translate to long distance working. What does it mean? If you are not a warehouse manager, if you don't need to walk around the warehouse and look at the stocks, are they really here? You can virtually distance employee. If you are a production guy, of course you have to use your hands, you have to go. If you are a production manager, you have to go. But please think that all production managers every day on the shop floor, the production floor, no. So they can partially long distance flexibility. Without need of muscle power, you may change the way of your working. Not fully, but like us, one day a week may be a very good option. Then 2 days a week. Or maybe they will give us a credit. Engin, you will have 15 days of home office. So if you want to spend 15 days consecutively or share. Mm-hmm. So what it comes to me, yes, we need to come together, but not to use the online thing is like a salad between the physical meetings. What we have done so far in the past, physical. One, if there's a very troubles, okay, let's try online, physical. In the future, it will be online, like us. And one summit will be in Paris. I, Ismail, and everybody in that meeting will come to here, meet everybody, say goodbye, I met with you, eat, dine, have a chat, return back. Maybe between the online trainings, we will put physical meetings in the upcoming time.
And maybe the technology will allow like holograms and other virtual reality things to have that feeling more and more.
Yes, now you and I very pretty looking in the LCD screens. Maybe you will become a shape. And even if you have a hologram shape, I promise I'll kiss you like Turkish style.
We may have avatars, I believe. We may choose.
Avatars.
Yeah. So Engin, I thank you for addressing the questions. We'll be glad to hear your final words. What are your recommendations for our audience?
What I could deal with that change. Thanks God, I a little bit used to, but I never told anybody. Oh no, WebEx, Zoom meetings. No, dears, whatever you want, that change gonna happen. We already mentioned in previous years, but it's not gonna be change. The change is appeared. It's okay. The world is changed now. So you have to find a way to like the new way of business doing. So maybe you will buy a light, the YouTuber light, or you are buying one AirPods, but please prepare yourself. Otherwise, if you couldn't implement that change, if you don't like that change, we not me, the rest of the world will say goodbye to these people. The second thing, digital means not doesn't mean that your speech, your emotions couldn't be attached to that world. Please write down your email in the speaking language. Please use more familiar, more friendly sentences to other side, so we can break the ice. Otherwise, it's so cold world, the digital one. You couldn't smell, you couldn't taste, you couldn't understand the other side. We have to implement some humanific,
Emotional
emotional
side, yeah.
addings, yeah, additional this time. That's it. And produce and produce, not only consume. You consume from YouTube, Netflix, webinars, everything. Watch, always watch. Ask Ismail next time, these people, Sultan, for instance, you, let's produce another one with you.
Yeah,
So
with pleasure.
you,
That's really good advice.
yeah.
So it's a.
So I watch Ismail first, then I offer.
I think, and it's also a open invitation for our audience as well, or participants. The platform is open, as we mentioned. You may join Gain Global platform. Also, you may share your story. You may share your experience. I will be glad to have chance to have a webinar with your site. Just approach us, send a text, and we will be easily talking and planning for it. Engin, I thank you for your time.
It's my
We
pleasure. Thank you
really
so much,
enjoyed
Ismail.
to hear your experience, and I'm sure we'll be benefiting from all these learnings. I thank to participants. Thank you for your time, for being with us today, and hope see you soon somewhere around the world. This is how we close. Please take care.
Okay.
Bye.
Take care. Safe. Bye.